The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Candace. I've got to turn the lights off. We've got a little glow. We'll get that in a second.
There in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get that taken care of. I think we got most of our issues worked out from yesterday.
Good.
We're hoping.
Yeah, he says he does. Let's see.
Look, and I had seriously, I had people with IT going through this thing all day long. Mm-hmm. And at 7 o'clock, they were still doing it, and they had traced it down to where they said, you have an electrical problem. Mm-hmm. That the electricity is wrong. Something in there is wrong. And then Angie Ray comes over and she Googles and walks over and hits a button and fixes the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
We need Angie in here at all times, Scotty Ray. I believe she can fix anything.
Well, I'm getting rid of it as soon as I can get a new one ordered. But the camera that our special guest will be on in a minute decided that it wanted to use its own microphone instead of these microphones. So it overrode it, and we had that choir sound going on in here.
Yeah, it was kind of like an echo going on.
I have no idea how to fix stuff like that.
We were in a stadium or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was the issue, and we do appreciate everybody giving us tidbits of that's going on or I wouldn't have known.
And your patience, for sure, yes.
We had mics turn on by themselves earlier this morning before you got here.
Really?
I was talking about you, and
I missed that.
It just slipped out. I said, where's Candace?
I missed that. Yeah. I still feel like I'm kind of like not in the...
You're there. Look at here. Let me drag this over where you can see that.
It's just the comment box.
Yeah. Okay. We've changed the camera angles to where it'll do a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Yeah.
Jerome Lee, how are you doing? Good to see you up and at 'em today.
Yeah, we got a lot of watchers this morning. You know, I don't know. I couldn't believe that my air conditioner turned on at 7:30 this morning in December.
I can.
It's crazy.
And it's not
over. The weather
over.
is crazy.
76 today is what we're going to get, and we'll even get the next couple of days all the way up to 78. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the 14th. Hang on, let's just go ahead and take.
Cooling down, doesn't it? I was trying to look at the extended forecast to see what Christmas. You know,
the 20th is as far as they won't go past that, but we're looking at 74 around in there. And somewhere around the 20th is when things will start slowing down a little bit.
Okay.
So just be prepared for that. It's going to be another hot one.
Yeah. 70s and almost 80 around Christmas is just not.
Does anybody in the state of Mississippi own a sled?
No, I don't.
What would you do with it the rest of the year?
I don't know. When it snowed, we did not have a sled. We did have a truck bed liner.
The most fun that you can have in the entire world.
Like a bunch of rednecks out there in the yard pulling the bed liner across.
Yeah, I admit I'm a redneck. We just
you just have to improvise.
You do.
To snow. You got to use whatever you got. I have seen people on inner tubes.
Cardboard boxes?
Yeah, that works. Till it gets soggy, I guess, and falls apart when you. But yeah.
In a few moments, we got a special guest that's coming to us. Brother Mike's going to be in with us from the Evangel Temple. Julie's going to be joining us. Yeah, there's a lot goes on out there. It's so good to see them and talk to them this morning. That's right around the corner. All right, let's talk about something that happened overnight in Meridian last night. As you slept, and I just spoke with Chief Deputy Ward Calhoun. Let me pull up the map so you'll know where all of this is as we go to the map here. This is Jeff Davis School Road. This is southeast Lauderdale. Due north of there, in between, somewhere right along in there, the 1500 block. Last night, dispatch received a call at 911 that said there was a disturbance. As deputies got closer, they would learn that there was more to it than just a disturbance, that someone was laying in the driveway with a gunshot wound as they pulled up. I think the helicopter was called in, and I can pull this up from our report that we just put up a few moments ago from Ward. As we look at that, at 10:55 last night, 911 received a call from a residence at the 1500 block of Jeff Davis School Road. Initially, the call described as an unknown disturbance. Upon arrival, deputies did locate the male that had been shot. The victim was transported for medical care, and it is under investigation at this point. So we don't know the rest of the story, so to speak.
Yeah. But
serious that that's happening right here in Lauderdale County. We hope it's nothing bad.
Well, yeah, we definitely hope that.
And
there's been a lot going on lately.
Now, We did hear other gunshots across the city of Meridian last night. This time again would be in that neighborhood of where the Boys and Girls Club is. As we've heard a lot from Ricky lately of we need help in Meridian.
Yeah, they do. Or I guess they're still needing people maybe to escort the buses home.
Yes, they're still working on that.
It's a shame that you have to have that.
Oh, it is.
That's the day and time that we live in right now, unfortunately.
I'm not so proud of that either, and most aren't. The main thing is because, we all work hard. There's one thing that you work hard for, and that's your family, and you want them safe.
Yeah, especially they do such good things with having the kids there after school. I think they probably have a tutor for them and stuff. They have counselors if they need them, and parents a lot of times are working while their kids are there, and they want to know that they're safe, and they're doing all they can to keep them safe. I mean, they're doing a great job doing that, but they do need to get them home safely. And of course, we had that incident a while back where there was some shooting when the bus was trying to drop the kids off at one of the
Western Gardens is where that went on. Old Highway 80 West is where that was. We'll go to Clarke County next as we find out the second death that has gone on in Clarke County in the last 2 days. As we pull this up, we find out that Chief Deputy Barry White says an arrest has been made of Bobby Robinson, charged with kidnapping and manslaughter. As we look at this, it occurred in the Beaver Dam community. And we'll find out more about that as it progresses along. A lot of comments on that going throughout the community. I hope they find out about that. The mayor election happened down in Enterprise last night. It looks like Mike Gunn won by 10 votes, 51-41, if you voted in that election last night.
Well, congratulations, Mike Gunn.
I believe that's a big turnout.
Yeah.
Special elections, y'all know how this works. It's just hard to remember that out of the ordinary, you got to go vote.
Right.
And speaking of, and I said this earlier this morning, I really hate that me and Herschel are not going to be friends after today.
I heard you saying that. Like, why are you getting voting?
I mean,
stuff
every
in
day,
Georgia?
2 or 3 is Herschel. Hey, you going to vote? Well, no, but...
Last I checked, I wasn't a resident of Georgia.
What was it, 1% they were given to the other guy over Herschel at this point?
Yeah, I think so. It was a close thing. But
Razor thin.
I hope he can get that, though.
We'll see what becomes of it. No bond for the JSU student. As we know, a body was found at Jackson State University in the trunk of a car. They've arrested a 20-year-old for this. Why would somebody at 20 get involved in this and hurt someone?
It's awful. I mean, our young people nowadays are subject to so much craziness and stuff like this. I mean, you see it every day. They're younger and younger and younger getting involved in stuff like this. It's scary.
It is, and we hope that is...
it's just evil.
Yeah. Well, we've been getting a ton of these in. Have you been seeing the Christmas lights everywhere?
Yes, and I've got to send you. We went to the ones, I guess, down in Brandon the other night.
Oh,
on the
did
way
you?
Home. Yes, I've got a lot of pictures. I'm gonna give you to post. That, if you have not seen it, it's an amazing.
Hadn't been there.
It is really neat.
Now, this is from the Laurel Hill community here, and all these are handmade. I want you to look at this. Is that not some incredible cutting?
Yes, that's neat.
Grandma, Jesus is the reason. You need to see more of that.
Yes.
But that's a lot of work goes into all of this.
I've been looking and looking for a nativity scene to put down, like, up in front of our house. I can't find one.
Well, why don't you just get Kurt to do a live one, stand out there every night?
I don't think Kurt would. I don't think he'd participate. I'm not sure. But,
A few things
but
there.
it would be neat. I've been looking for one. We went to Canton. I looked all over there for one. Couldn't find one. So.
And you hadn't made your own by
I don't
now?
want a little bitty one.
Well,
I
make
want
your
something
own.
that you can see. Well, I guess I might have to.
Because you can paint. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've tried.
Linda D. Harper, good morning. Sandy White, up and got some makeup on. Glad to see you up, girl. In just a moment, we'll head out to the Evangel Temple. We'll do that next. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. The Neshoba County Co-op is your one-stop shop for all your camouflage and clothing needs. To stylish flannel shirts and those warm Carhartt jackets. Maybe it's a new set of pants you need or bib overalls. A large selection of t-shirts and the latest fashions and colors when it comes to scrubs. A big selection of kids' clothing and Carhartt with jackets and more. With John Deere toys and a whole lot more. If it's on Santa's list, it can be found at the Neshoba County Co-op, 338 West Main Street, Philadelphia.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs. Journey onward.
Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30. And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. As we promised our special guest, let's cut across the room here. Brother Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
It's been a while, and Miss Julie joins us.
Good morning.
Julie's with EMEPA. She's the nice lady that we always find out when things go south and you're sitting in the dark going, how long is it going to be? Julie is the lady that talks to the crews and lets you know when you'll be back having it.
I do my best to let you guys know.
And that happens at all hours of the night, doesn't it?
It sure does.
She makes this picture look a lot better, as Candace does yours.
Absolutely. But, you know, a good thing that you can always watch this is we track storms and all this. When we hear from Julie and you start seeing that map where there's a lot of power outages, that's where the damage is, and that's how that storm moved. It's a great way to track what's going on.
Absolutely. In fact, the tornadoes we had back in April around Clarkdale, I mean, you could see the track of the storm from the outages. I mean, it was just amazing.
It just matched right along what the National Weather Service would tell us in a few days there.
Isn't it odd, too, how it always kind of takes that same
Yeah.
route?
Some people just live on that road. Clarkdale School. Oh my gosh. So that gives us a warning there during the daytime. If you live in that area, do not hesitate to take cover with all of this. And this, at the end of the day, is what it means. Now, also, y'all got something going on with the church. Let's hear about this. I'm interested.
Yes.
Okay. First, I want to say Julie is the one turned me on to this program.
Did she?
She said, yeah. So you got to watch Scotty Ray. I said, okay. So I did. And y'all doing a great job.
Well, thank
I wanted
you.
to say that.
Thank
and
you.
matter of fact, on Sunday, I told the people in church, I said, if you want to know what's going on, listen to Scotty Ray. Because
thank you.
I said, when does this guy sleep? It's all.
I wondered the same thing.
Yeah.
Did he ever sleep?
I'll book Julie
it's-
during church at night.
Yeah.
So she'll look up and go, oh, it's him again.
Yeah. Well, it is really great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Well,
that.
we appreciate it as well.
I was sitting here thinking back of just how long I've known you, and it has been forever and a day. I
Ken
guess
Rainey is the.
yeah, it's the connection back.
Ken Rainey it has been a while, but I just want to tell you that.
Well, thank you. I
Julie
appreciate
told me,
you.
and I said, and when I mentioned it to the church, I got a little flack because there's some people in our church that's also in media. I said, when y'all get as good as Scotty Ray, then I'll talk. I didn't help them much. No, but it's good. Okay, tell you what's going on in church. First, I'm gonna give you something that kind of relates to what you're saying, Candace, about what we're going through as a city.
Yes.
And Sunday, I began a series on the family, talking about the family, and I was talking about marriages. Now, we are the statistic is 49% people that get married, 51 get a divorce.
Within what type of span? Is it within a couple of years, or did the survey say that?
It didn't say. It's just overall.
I was pulling for Candace. How long have you been married now?
Yeah.
Going on 3 years.
You know, it's like a business. They say if you make it 3 years, you got it made.
That's right. And I'm not despairing anybody that's gotten a divorce. I'm just gonna tell
The
you
facts.
this. So that means a lot of times it's a single parent, just like you said, Candace, running the household. So, and if they work, then who's raising the kids? And that's one of the problems that we're having.
And then a lot of times with that, some folks have their parents that help out, and there's a lot of others that don't have that.
That's right.
And the kids are left to the street, so to speak.
That's exactly right. The streets, gangs, and then the internet's another thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just a big problem. So our church, we're putting on a production, and I'm going to talk about a guest we're going to have this week, but it's going to be in 4 months. It's called The Choice, and it deals with everything kids are going through, from suicide to bullying to abortion, drunk driving, gang related, and I mean, we just speak truth, and they're able to see what bad choices, affects their life, and so we're working on that, and hopefully March we're going to be able to present it to them.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's last time we had 93 school buses over a period of 2 days. We do 3 productions a day, and it's been the Lord has, he started this thing 32 years ago.
Yeah,
actually, these dramas, but we've been able to use it to reach kids. That's our main goal, is to turn kids to Christ, because I don't believe we'd have all this problem.
Oh, you put
that we're having now if we had a massive revival in Meridian, Mississippi. That's been our prayer for quite some time. There's other churches and people that sees all this, what you're reporting, and says, man, something's got to.
I had a conversation in these 2 chairs here yesterday about that. It boils down to the lack of family and no one to tell someone they're wrong. Right. And it goes from generation, it just expands to where that next generation thinks that's status quo, so to speak.
That's right.
But as a single parent, these parents that are out there trying to work and make ends meet and pay their bills, and as we all know, that is a struggle right now, paying your bills. But these children who kind of have to fend for themselves, and the parents, that don't have any help. These kids are so vulnerable, and just all it takes is that one little door that somebody opens and goes, hey, won't you come with us? And it's just so easy for them to just fall into that pit, and it's great to have a positive thing.
Do you think that divorce rate, as we go back on that, could go back to maybe somebody not making banana pudding and it led somebody astray, and they found somebody else's house that had banana pudding, they just stayed?
Well,
these days, I think anything could do it.
Look,
banana pudding is good.
You gotta go from serious. Seriously, but I believe too, like in marriages and stuff, I mean, the internet is an issue.
It is.
I mean, I don't know how many times, and I'm guilty of it too, sitting there scrolling. I look around and
see them guys with a cowboy hat.
My kid's on his game. Right. My husband's on his phone. I'm on my phone. We're all guilty of it.
True.
So.
It's a breakdown.
It is.
It's a breakdown of the family.
And Candace, going back to what you were saying about the influence and the peer pressure of the kids, just need one little. That's one of the profound things about The Choice, the drama that we're doing for the students, is that it's youth that are in the drama. So they're seeing themselves in the drama.
Now, as y'all bring this up, who plays the parts? Is it kids that also take part in it?
Mm-hmm.
It takes place in a high school. The whole drama is in a high school, so you got every aspect of what they see every day.
Now, how many? Because I know it's a lot. I mean, any place that has the community college and everybody go, hey, can I borrow your place here to have our graduate? Right. How many people does y'all's auditorium hold?
3,000.
That's a heap.
It's a heap.
So you've got at least 9,000, if not more, watching this drama.
More. Yes.
Now, do y'all do a separate service outside of the school kids for the common folks, so to speak, to come see this as well?
What we do is those 2 days that our people take off work to present this, Thursday and Friday. Then the Saturday night, the Sunday night, we invite the public. We hoping the kids will bring their parents, and it has happened. Last time we did it 12 additional times.
Wow.
Every weekend.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Got a lot of good report from it. A mother, I was in a shopping center somewhere. She come up to me and said, it made a profound difference in her children to see that. And it will, because it's hard hitting. It's not singing dramas. I mean, it's right in your face.
Yeah.
Truth.
The bullying thing too is a really big thing. And these kids that go through that at school, I know I had a child that kind of was bullied at a young age, but they go through all this at school, and a lot of times they just hold it in. They're scared to tell anybody because they're like, well, that's going to make it worse, Right. So it's and
that prompts suicide a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's just, And the schools are really, especially this time, I think things have gotten so bad. They're wanting help. They want people to come out and pray on their campus. Just pray and do everything we can do to help them. They need help.
Yes, they do.
And our church and many churches are stepping up to the plate. I'm leaving here today to borrow $400,000 to buy LED boards that's going to be in this production. And put your money where your mouth is all I got to say.
Absolutely.
Get after it. If you're going to do something, do it.
And
That's what my
that is
daddy taught me. He said, if you're going to do it, do it. If you ain't going to do it, then don't say nothing about it.
Right.
You brought up the suicide. It wasn't that long ago, a couple of months ago, just north of here, we had a student commit suicide in one of our local schools. And it was tragedy that a child would even think of that.
Have no hope. They think they have no hope.
Well, they feel, they do. They feel beat down.
That's right.
I mean, you can be emotionally beat down. It doesn't have to be a physical thing.
And this affects adults as well. I don't know if y'all saw this too. Did you see the guy at Disneyland who done that this week?
I didn't see that.
Him and his wife had an argument, and she called the cops, and he committed suicide because he thought it was going to cost his job. No job is worth your
No,
life.
it's not.
I've lost one or two in my life, I might say.
I think we all have.
It just got
Except for Julie.
Not me. I'm trucking along.
She's in for the long haul.
I've been here 25
we
years.
didn't lose this one because, we do need weather.
Well, Grumpy could come over and get rid of me at any time.
Good.
But, as we look at this, let's back up. You touched on something with schools. When you get with this, we're starting to see to where prayer is not wanted in a lot of schools. And football coaches are fired for having faith amongst their players. Where do we go from here? What is happening to our nation?
As I said, and I've said this in the mayor's office, I've said it with council people as well, it has to be a spiritual revival. Let me tell you what that does. Spiritual revival changes minds, changes hearts to where you can receive something. And these people that don't want prayer in schools and don't want that, to me, they are so misdirected. They need saving too.
Absolutely.
And it's going to take the church stepping out of the old comfort zone of just being the church inside the building to getting outside the building. That's what it's going to take.
I think it also is going to take people not bending and not breaking and standing up for what they know is right.
Absolutely.
Because, as we all know, it could be one or two people that complain, and then you got to change it for everybody.
That's exactly right.
Because most people do want prayer in school.
That's right.
They do.
That's right. And I want to say this about our system here, this location. We got some great superintendents.
Yes.
We really do. Principals as well. I'm telling you, they're for trying to help these kids.
What do you say to, because we see this nationwide, we see it even in our own communities, to where people take what you have been taught as a child, what is right and wrong, and then you go and they're telling you, well, that's not right anymore, to where they take the truth and they bend it. Exactly. How do you face that in everyday life, the common guy that goes to your church,
right?
And they come up and they go, Brother Mike, how do I handle this situation? What do you tell that person?
Well, we live by the Bible. That's the standard of truth. And if a person can't come to that, you just got to pray for them till they can, because they're really getting their information from another source besides God, and we know what that is. So it gets twisted, just like you said, and they get turned. And let's say this, kids that go off to college, if they don't have a strong biblical foundation, they leave the church. That's how strong it is. What you're saying, the twisting, is happening, especially with, I'm not saying all, but professors, people like that's teaching our children.
I've heard more people say after their kid took the class theology, things were never right again.
Yeah.
I've heard, now I don't know that. I don't have it in writing. That's just hearsay.
Right. But the gospel is the truth. The Bible says the truth will set us free. So what it does when we come to it, we're able to be free of that. And what is the devil? Satan, he's a lie. He's the father of lies. So that's what has happened in society today.
So many people think that God is just something from the past that doesn't exist. I'm not one of those. I believe Jesus is alive and well, but I also, and I want to warn everybody about this that watches us, I truly believe that the devil is just as real.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is.
And he does take form in people.
Yes, he does.
I don't know. Do you call that being possessed, or do you call it and directs them to do bad things? I think his evil exists.
That's right. You see it every day.
What do you say to the teen or the adult or the parent or the what that feels like I'm not worthy of going to church? Oh, those people are perfect, and they want me to be. I mean, what do you say?
Well, if
to
they say
somebody
that, they don't understand the gospel.
Right.
Jesus came to save the lost. We're all lost, every one of us.
Nobody's perfect.
No, that's
No,
right.
no.
And I preached a sermon 2 weeks ago about the thief on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
There he was.
There he was.
Did you know the thief on the cross was the first one to go to heaven?
Sure was. He asked,
On
didn't he?
the blood of Christ, because he said, this day, Jesus told him, you will be with me in paradise.
I don't know if you've ever heard this, but it really hit home with me. I was probably about 14, 15 years old. Now, you remember a guy named Johnny Paycheck?
Yes.
Take this job and shove it. And he had a lot of other songs, but he had a song where he wrote, and he felt moved to write that. He was on the road touring, and he'd done his Saturday night show, and he was sitting at the hotel, and he walked downtown, and he saw this big church, and he walks in, and he was shunned.
Right.
Because he had this old nasty beard, and they didn't know who he was.
Right.
And he walks outside after they run him out, and he's sitting on the step, and he has this talk with God. And he goes, God, those were the same people
Right.
that were yelling on my front row last night, drinking, having a good time. And he said, they didn't welcome me in. And it just related to how people don't let Jesus in their life.
Yeah.
They didn't want Johnny in there.
He's the determining factor, and he's what will change Meridian.
That is true.
That spiritual revival will change this whole thing. The guy we have coming this weekend, Mario Murillo.
Let me show a picture of him. I got this here. There he is.
Okay, that's him. He, at 17 years old, got saved, and God spoke to him to go to Berkeley campus in California.
Yeah.
He was from San Francisco, and he began to work there. Started with just a few people witnessing about Jesus. Then about 100 came. Then about 1,000 came, and he had a massive revival there. Well, that he began to do this all over the nation, and they call it now what he's going to call a Fire and Glory Tour, and they go in tents now, where he wants to reach the lost. He's not so worried about the church,
right?
He is the lost, so that's his mission. That's one reason I asked him to come to Meridian, because I kind of told him what we're going through. I told him about the schools. The schools, what we're doing in the schools is what reason he's coming. Because he said, if y'all are out there trying to reach, I'm coming to the.
Well, that's
Meridian.
wonderful.
And he's coming this Sunday morning, 10:30. He'll be here at 6 o'clock. Now, he'll drop a truth bomb on you.
So be prepared.
That's the thing is a lot of people, they don't want to go to church, or they don't want to hear stuff because they know that it's got everybody's offended.
You step on somebody's toe.
That's right.
But I've always heard,
right.
Somebody said one time, you walk on the bottoms and I'll walk on the tops of your feet.
It's
Step
true.
on your toes.
Yeah.
But
They don't want to feel conviction or take
Right.
responsibility for their.
I've been convicted many times in my life. I mean, so.
Well, the Bible does it. The Bible says it cuts down to the marrow of the bone. That means that's getting down in there.
It is.
So, but this guy, I'm telling you, he has a Billy Graham anointing on him to reach the lost.
And there's few people who can do that.
That's true.
He
has an anointing.
It's a
from
true
the Holy Spirit.
gift.
When he speaks, he's very plain spoken. Worse than me. Pretty plain. No, he's better than me. But Jules over here, can I tell you?
Sure, yeah.
She came to church. She was, she's highly educated, and she was sitting there while I'm speaking, correcting all my grammar. So she did that for a long time. She finally gave up. So I
Too
said,
many to count.
And I understand that.
No, there's too many to keep up with, so I just
many.
let it go.
But the key to reaching people is speaking the language of everyone, which is the common language.
That's
you
right.
try to speak over someone's
this
head,
guy-
they don't understand and
That's
get
right.
confused.
And when you hear truth, and most of us know when we hear, that's you might not like it, But yeah, that's
it.
That's
Well,
the
and when
problem.
we come to people in arrogance and self-righteousness, we're no better than the Pharisees that put Jesus on the cross.
true.
You're right.
So, and that's not what we're called to do. We're called
Absolutely.
to reach the people where they are.
We have a group that goes out to the parking lots nearly every Saturday. They're out there at Walmart. They're out there at
I can tell you where not to go.
going hunting.
To be careful.
Yeah, if you look at these deer heads in here, you know.
More coming up in just a moment. We'll come back. We've got more coming up with Julie and, of course, Pastor Mike. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. Build it your way at Hickory Pickin' Sheds in Hickory. Take advantage of 10% off on sheds during the month of December. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, all the way up to a 16 by 52. Or they can build on-site up to a 16 by 60. Build it your way with a shed to home. Whether you're looking for a home, an office, a hunting cabin, a he shed, or a she shed. Protect your lawnmowers, ATVs, and four-wheelers with carports. They even offer enclosed garages. Build it your way at Hickory Pickin' Sheds.
H&H Residential Carpet and Flooring Store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Welcome back. Already 8:32 with Scotty Ray and Candace on a Tuesday morning as we're already warm. Right at 70. It's going to be a little bit warmer, though, up to 74 as we head into Christmas, December the 6th.
Yes.
Our special guest this morning. Oh, Julie, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing great. Doing
Voice
great,
in it.
Scotty Ray.
Of course, Brother Mike there. From the Evangel Temple is what we've got this morning. And if you've passed by and always wondered what's inside that big church, well, now's a good time to stop and take a look, isn't it?
That's right.
Now, y'all got the event. When is this going to be taking place?
This Sunday, 10:30 service, and then again at 6 p.m. is our Fire and Glory tour with Mario Murillo.
So plenty of room. As you said, 3,000 people can come in.
That's right. We sit 3,000, so there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room to spread out if you don't want to sit right up next to somebody, too. Yeah.
Now, let me ask this. You made a comment of, you're going to borrow some money today to help pay for the production coming up. When y'all decided that has to be with you being in charge there and leading your flock. That wasn't cheap to build, I know. And you had to go out on that limb of faith of this will be paid for somehow.
I can tell you what the guy told me that was from Jackson that's building it. When he come out there and looked at the land, and my dad and I were standing there, and he said, this is going to be a $21 million project.
See, I didn't even know it cost that.
Yeah. And I said, yep. He said, just between you and me, he says, how much you got prepared to pay? I said, $280,000 what we had raised.
And he didn't get this truck drive off.
It was a giant leap of faith. But he told me this. He said, when he left my father and I, and he turned the corner and he looked at us standing out there. He said, them people is crazy as H-E double toothpick. But God, we've got that paid down to $9.5 million now.
That is wonderful.
God has been very faithful. And we have some great givers in our church. Let me say this too. There's some great churches in our town. That's one thing that I know, and I believe that when revival comes, it's going to spread.
Now, let me ask this, because
spiritual awakening, they call it.
I've heard Brother Danny speak on this. Brother Danny Lanier.
Right.
When you get into Lauderdale County, of how many people here? What do we got? 80,000. Mm-hmm. We probably have 22,000. I think is the number we have that are members of church. That's low to begin with.
Yeah.
But of that 22, probably very few show up. Maybe 8,000 a Sunday.
Absolutely. That's true.
How do we change that? Would that not start with our problems of fixing it?
Right. That's what I'm talking about. What a revival does, it spreads. It's kind of like a flame, starts a flame. That's what this guy, I believe, is coming. Start a flame, and then that flame spreads, fan the flame.
Yeah.
You know, when our fire's sitting there with the coals and you fan it?
Yeah.
That's what revival, a true spiritual revival. Because churches here, the Bible says this about Christians. We're all different. We all do different things. You know, we got arms, we got legs. They do different functions in the body. Well, the churches are that way. One of our gifts is putting on these dramas, but other churches have other gifts that they bring, and they do great at that as well. And that's the body of Christ working together. Well, when revival hits, spiritual revival, it changes everything. It changes even the economy.
Yes, it does.
It does. That's what we got to have. In my opinion, of being born in this town, 66 years, we need a spiritual awakening in Meridian, Mississippi. And I believe we're going to have it. Let me just say this.
Tell us.
And I'll hush. In 1997, a preacher was preaching at one of the biggest revivals. It is the biggest revival. Went 5 years.
What?
5-year revival in Brownsville, in Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah.
My buddy, John Kilpatrick, was the pastor of the church. He'd had an evangelist come, and a revival broke out. Spiritual awakening, like I'm talking about. In 1997, he's preaching a message, and he says, what if revival hit in Meridian, Mississippi, in the schools, and people were being saved in the schools, and the Spirit of God would just fill that campus? There wouldn't be any shooting. There wouldn't be any.
That's true.
Because change of heart, change of mind. People see things different. He prophesied that. He didn't even know where Meridian, Mississippi was. Because I've asked Brother Kilpatrick, we've got it on video of him prophesying that. But we believe now we're walking in that. So we're looking for this. We're praying for this. We made a decree.
Well, I second prayer on that one.
Yeah, we made a decree over Meridian 2 weeks ago. And it's been read over all the county, Marion as well. It's a decree of what we're asking God to do. It's a reversal. Because how many times have you heard Meridian's got a dark cloud over it? You know,
Oh, I've heard it.
You've heard all that? Well, we took this from Esther in the Bible. The king wanted to kill not the king, but Haman wanted to kill all the Jews. And through Esther and Mordecai, there was a reversal. Instead of the Jews being killed, Haman and his sons were killed.
I do.
A reversal. So we're praying a reversal over Meridian. All the things you're seeing, the crime, spiritual revival is going to take place. It's going to take God. I don't think political people are going to do it.
No, you're 100%. It'll take the big man.
Change minds. And then when that happens, things change. It's just, and God can do it.
All right, don't rush. I got a question for you I want to ask in just a moment. We'll be right back to ask some more.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
Our friends over at Snowden, they're wide open this morning. You'll find them right there in Broadmoor. Oh, you can call it North Hills if you like, but they're there. They're taking care of you in their own line as well at snowdenrealestate.com. And you'll see the many different families. You've seen the signs throughout town. The red, black, and white, can't miss that. Those colors, they stick out. They get your attention, and a lot of people call them. And after they call them, they realize the honesty and integrity that they have there. Friends is what they are, and they'll show you what all that paperwork is. It'll scare you. It really will. I've been there.
Intimidate.
It does. Snowden Company, where you're looking for that 1, 2, 3, or you got like 9 chillins. They can find you a house on the water, wherever it may be, or help you build one. They're serving us right here, all the way over to Brandon, Flowood, Forest, those areas. See them. Drop in and visit. They'll help you out there. 453-3937 is the number. A lot of beautiful homes there. And as you go down, this is Amanda. She's been here before. That's her staff right there. Again, call them 453-3937. If you're looking for a home, anything, they'll get you fixed up. As we've got our special guests this morning, they've been a hoot. I've really enjoyed having y'all here. Julie, you found the decree that you were talking about, didn't you?
I did. And I'll be happy to read it.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, to start off, in Job 22:28, it says, "Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways." And then as Pastor Mike was talking about Esther, in chapter 8, the king told Esther to write a decree, and it shall be sealed, and no man can reverse it. And so the decree that Pastor Mike has written over the city of Meridian, we decree before God and man, a change is coming to Meridian, Mississippi, a complete reversal from a dark cloud to a cloud of glory and light. From crime-ridden streets, we will see a place of safety and peace. From drug infestation, we will see deliverance through the Holy Spirit. From a slumping economy, we will see a blessed and prosperous place of refuge. Our schools and homes will be filled with love, blessings, and abundance. The communities and churches will be at peace, unified and bonded in the love of Christ. Our businesses will prosper, and new businesses will find home in Meridian. We believe that a great shaking revival, a move of God, is coming to Meridian in our schools, our churches, our businesses, and in our families. Our prodigal sons and daughters will return. It will be done, and we will have total victory in Jesus' wonderful name. We decree that every curse over Meridian is now broken, and every high thing that exalts itself above the knowledge of God is brought down. We are now free, and whom the Son sets free is free indeed.
Wow, that's strong. And that really does say a lot there.
Yes.
We're declaring that.
Come on out Sunday morning. Again, what time's that service start?
10:30 in the morning, and then again 6 p.m. at night, Sunday.
Right, and as I said, I had a question for you on this, and I just want to shoot you straight on my way of thinking. I've always been one of those. It's kind of plain as well. There's a lot of people that get confused of what the Lord is and what the devil is. I've always seen that, and you back me up here, and you tell me if I'm wrong here. The devil is not going to be something ugly. It's going to be something that you want. It's going to be the most beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. And it's so tempting that you can't walk away from it.
Yes. We forget that he was a beautiful angel.
That is true.
And most people believe he was a musician, so he had pipes in him,
right,
that would play music. So it's attractive. That's You're exactly right.
And it's you can't be careful, because you can be led astray and misled by things.
Deceived.
Yes.
Jesus said that, I think, 5 times. Be not deceived, because he is the father of it. So you're exactly right.
And Scripture calls him the imitator of light. So right. I mean, he's trying to reflect the light of Christ to deceive us, and it's not the light of Christ. He's an imitator.
As you go forth in your everyday life, just always keep that in mind. What is this that I'm seeing here?
That's right.
And prayer, if I'm not wrong on this, when you come up on these situations, don't just do it. Get on a knee. Pray about it.
Absolutely.
That changes the world.
It does.
I cannot, and I've been through a lot of life changes. What you call, I've bumped into the old devil about 3 times in my life, and stood face to face with me. It did exist. Is Scotty Ray a sinner? Absolutely. Have I said some ugly words in my life that after I hit my hand with a hammer that I shouldn't have said? I sure have. I'm not gonna lie. I am human.
I think we're all a work in progress.
We are.
I really do.
We are.
Some of us just need a lot more work than others.
My mother is devout woman of prayer. She would tell me, Michael, everybody's dealing with something.
Yeah.
They are.
And you just don't know what walk people are taking in their life. You don't. Somebody was saying that but we have to get out in the streets. So just in my mind a while ago, I thought, wouldn't that be wonderful if we set up a big thing downtown and they had a revival right in the streets?
Oh, absolutely. That's what this guy does.
Yeah. I mean, it would just
I'm just believing he's going to come here and he's going to see some things and maybe bring that tent. I would love for him to. Yeah. That way, I mean, there are people that will come to tent but come to a church.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why these dramas draw people to see them that wouldn't normally come to a church.
Now, as you bring up the dramas, let me ask this. How do you get involved with participating in that? Because we have a lot of people who have talent that could reach others. How do they get in, if they've never been a member of your church, but they've got a talent and they'd like to come find out more about what y'all do? How do they do this?
Well, as of right now, how we've done this is we draw from the church members there because I know them. But it's not. It doesn't mean that in some point that we might open it up for other people as well. But there's 150 people in this cast.
That's a lot.
A lot of people. But we fly 6 angels in there. And
if you've never seen that, he's not lying. They actually do fly angels.
Yeah, I've not been, but I've heard that.
We do. It's just there's probably 50 people works backstage on this.
So, and that's my next question on this. Who heads this up, keeps track of everybody? Who's in charge of that? Whose job is that? Oh, I'm glad that's you.
I'm getting old, too. That's 32 years of this.
So, thinking back, what was the very first play that y'all done?
Life of Christ. And when I wrote that, I had a recording studio back in the day. And I went there one day. My wife was sick with an illness the doctor said would probably take her life. I was discouraged. I went in there and I was sitting in the dark. I didn't even turn the lights on. I was just sitting in there. And the Holy Spirit moved in that studio. And I began to write music. And I don't play the keyboard.
Right.
It just, my hands.
Came to you.
I'm not kidding you. It was just, I could put my hands there and I just turned on the recorder and just recorded probably about 7 or 8 pieces of music. And instantly I knew what every piece of music that I wrote was for that drama, The Life of Christ. And I wrote it, just took the Bible, wrote it out of the Bible. That's what started it all.
And that is a true thing of God led you to do something.
Absolutely. Because I can tell you, I had no skills whatsoever.
How many people showed up for that first play, you think?
They packed it out and kept coming. And kept coming.
See, a success
we just did
there.
It week after week. One drama we've written 10 called The Great Tribulation. We did that thing for a year and a half, 73 straight weekends.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And they're coming. That's coming from Florida all the way to Texas.
We got more coming up with Brother Mike as we travel through this Tuesday morning. Y'all don't rush off. We got a few more questions for him before we're going to let him go. We'll be right back.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing on these great savings this week. Fresh green bell peppers, 89 cents. Halo or Cuties, a 3-pound bag, $6.99. Heinz Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Sirloin in pork chops, $1.39 a pound. And certified Angus beef shoulder roast, $3.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
Have you heard? Jackson Flowers has moved to their new location on Highway 19 North. They have been a part of the community for over 60 years here in the Meridian area, and they are continuing the same great service that you've known for decades to their new location. They offer floral arrangements, live and artificial, a gift shop, fall and Christmas decor, along with birthday treats for the pups. Visit Jackson Flowers in their new location 2 miles north of Walmart on Highway 19 North. Jackson Flowers, for all occasions.
Let's talk about Godwin. What do? Well, they clean things all day long. They got all these fancy little flying things that come up and will clean hard to reach places where they don't have to get a ladder out. It saves you time and money in the end is what that does. From hospitals all the way to Mississippi State. And they can even take care of your home. Get you cleaned up before Christmas. If you need a sidewalk or your vinyl siding, maybe it's brick you've got. It's got that old dingy look. They'll clean that with your roof, including those asphalt roofs. Make it look sparkling new again. Even the paint on your house will look better. That's the difference in the driveways there. See them right here in Meridian, 253-8262. Get an appointment. They'll clean that back deck and get rid of those old slippery slips. Did I say slips? It's steps.
Yeah, slips. You was thinking what they were going to do.
That's right.
Get rid of the slickery.
See them there. That's Godwin Cleaning Services. They've done it all the way out to Clarkdale and all the way around. That's Godwin Cleaning Services for anything that needs cleaning. 205-236-5121. Again, good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. Our special guest this morning has been a hoot. This has been fun as we've had Brother Mike and Julie with us here joining us from the big church.
Yeah, somebody has a comment for you. Wants to know if you still play the drums.
I do not.
Okay.
Did you have to give it up?
Had to give it up.
They said they remembered you from the hayride days.
I sure did.
And your dad playing the fiddle. And I remember your dad playing that fiddle.
Absolutely.
I used to watch
There's
it
no
all the
telling how
time.
many times I played drums behind him playing the fiddle.
Yeah.
My question is, and I'm going to put you on the hot spot. This is kind of like a press conference where Scotty Ray's got his sheets. A lot of people don't understand, and I believe this, and you tell me if I'm wrong in my faith. God sometimes can take a sinner who is somebody who's bad and place them at the right place at the right time and use them for somebody to see God even when they may not realize what they're doing. Do you feel that? Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, you're absolutely right. We have actually had people help in this drama that weren't Christians. But here's the way I look at it. How in the world are you going to save people if you don't get down on their level? Jesus did.
Right.
He ate with the sinners and publicans, did he not?
He most certainly did.
Fellowship with them. How are you going to win them any other way? So you're exactly right. Donald Trump is a good
example of that, isn't he?
Example. I believe God used him to bring to light a lot of things. But yes, to your question, yes, absolutely.
You know, I've always looked at as Hank Williams. You look back on Hank. Hank lived a rough life. Mm-hmm. Did he drink? He sure did. But you think of the people that Hank brought to a church with I Saw the Light.
Yeah, it's true.
That was just, as he said in that statement about that, I don't know if you've ever read all that. He said he didn't write it. He said, I held a pen and God done the writing.
That's awesome. God used him.
He did.
And I want to tell you something else. You never know. A man can live a bad life as far as we can see, but you never know what that man at the end of his life. The thief only said, Lord, remember me when you come into your glory. And God said, from this day, you'll be with me in paradise. Do you know why? Because out of his mouth, he confessed that he believed he was the Son of God.
And you can do this up until you still have life left in your body. Am I not right?
That's exactly right.
Which brings my next point. I've only been one time dumbfounded in my life, and I was at a funeral.
Okay.
And I stood there, and the preacher that preached it said, this man went to hell. And I said, how do you know that?
Yeah.
I have never in my life witnessed anything quite like that. And it just kind of shocked me there because he wasn't there with him that last breath.
That's right.
He may have lived a rough life, but God could have stepped in at that last moment.
Absolutely. That would never come out of my mouth. Mm-hmm. I have preached suicide funerals. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I would never say that there because you don't never know.
I've heard.
You never know if somebody reaches out to the Lord, even in a time like that.
I've even heard others put it as God looks at, and I don't know this. This has just been a man's word of somebody is not in the right mind at that point, not aware of what they're doing. We really do not know on that.
That's right. Best to leave it alone.
Let God
Put it in
sort it
God's
out.
hands. Here's what the word said: "It's appointed unto man once to die. After this, the judgment." Meaning, he's going to make the call. It doesn't matter what I say or you or nobody else. He's going to make the call, and you know what? He can do it because he judges in righteousness. In other words, he knows what I think. He knows what I do. He knows everything about me.
You know, another point that I want to close out on here is it's an old word, and it really is stronger than people realize. It's called faith. Was it the man that just touched Jesus' cloth?
Yes.
He was healed.
That's right.
Imagine what he could do for you.
Yeah. It was a woman. Touched the hem of his garment.
It was one hour. I had it kind of backwards.
She
there,
was
didn't I?
made ever with whole. He turned around and said, "Who touched me?" They said, "Master, there's people everywhere." But he said, "Somebody touched me in faith."
So y'all give that a try. Again, give me the times that we're going to be able to come out to the church.
This Sunday, December 11th, 10:30 a.m. and 6 p.m.
All right, y'all be there. It's going to be a great service. Y'all have some nighttime service as well. And you're there every week, too, as well, aren't
That's
you?
right. Every Sunday. We've got Sunday school at 9:30, service at 10:30. So we'd
Y'all
love
ever
to
serve
see
chicken or
folks.
something? I've missed out on this, and y'all have a big chicken cooking, and I don't know about it.
Look, if
We
you
look
ever,
like we meet a
you
lot.
ever want to draw him in, just say you having a banana pudding.
I can tell he's a banana pudding man.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm hooked
And a
on that
hunting
stuff.
man.
Well, yes, I am. Oh, I love that. That's a great sport. We can't thank y'all enough for coming by and spending some time with us. Now, throughout today, we'll have the latest headlines that's happening in Meridian. We'll be here behind the scenes gathering information to get it out to you. And we want to say a big thank you to everyone. And you made a point a while ago of God has blessed me. I cannot thank the people of our area enough for what y'all have done for me.
Right.
I started this with $300, and I've got some equipment now.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But you're doing a great job, both of you.
Thank you.
You got a good voice too, smooth.
Uh-oh.
It's that relatable voice.
Yeah, relatable. I love it. But I am going to say this though: you are giving information that people need to hear,
Well, I
and
appreciate
it's helping on all fronts. Lets us know what's really going on, and there's a lot going on that people don't know about.
Yeah.
But
Y'all-
there's something else that's going to go on. A spiritual revival. It's
I'm
going to
looking
happen.
for it. Y'all come visit with Pastor Mike. Y'all enjoy this. Or Brother Mike, however you want to word this. The Evangel Temple is on top of the hill. You can't miss it. The biggest thing on 45. Candace, you want to close this out and tell everybody to be good folks?
Yes,
Behave.
I want everybody to behave, of course. But yeah, I want everybody to have a wonderful, blessed, safe day. And I hope that you got some positive thoughts from today's show. Because I know it
Absolutely.
was definitely a positive thing for all of us. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back at 8 a.m. in the morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: